Ridge Spring,
Okay, I got 434.
Houston Spring, Springwood, is that the one?
Is that the Woodlands?
No, it's not the one.
I don't
But
know.
you could
I'll say Ridge Spring.
hey, what's home? Spring Woods.
Okay.
Because it says Spring WO down there. Springwood.
What's the other one?
And thank you for tuning in to today's afternoon. We have trying to get a beautiful day going here in North Shore. It was an overcast for most of the day, a little bit of rainfall. However, the sun is trying to come out this afternoon. The women's 3,200 meter run is currently underway. If you are catching the live stream, we are a little bit behind. They are underway right now. They have 2 laps down, 6 laps to go. This is the women's 3,200 meter run. I am Tanner De Leon. I will be your broadcaster this afternoon. In lane 1 was Genesis Harrell, Nicole Oliveira in lane 3, Smith Sydney in lane 4, and Rosalie Garcia in lane 5. Lane 1 was Houston Springwoods. Lane 3 was Houston Springwoods. Lane 4 was Fort Bend Ridgepoint. And lane 5 was Galena Park. Madison Shamaj was a scratch in lane 2. So 4 ladies running here in the woman 3,200 meter run. 2 laps down, 6 laps to go as they're coming around on the last curve to cut it down to 5 laps. Currently in the lead is Smith from Fort Bend Ridgepoint. She has a healthy lead right now over both Nicole and Genesis. In lanes 1 and 3, they're running neck and neck, side by side, followed by Garcia. So with 3 down, 5 laps to go, right above the 3-minute mark for these ladies. Harrell has a PR best of 11 minutes and 40 seconds. The same with Oliveira. And then Sydney with a 12:16.42 and Garcia with a 13:18. So ladies looking to set a new PR for themselves here today. And although the weather was a little gloomy at first, it is brighten up now. The weather is nice, a slight breeze, mid-70s. I don't know if you could ask for much better weather to run in today. So I am looking forward to a lot of good races, a lot of close ones, and a lot of excitement here today. So Sydney still in the lead for Ridgepoint, growing it a little bit more on this 4th lap here in the women's 3,200 meter run. Still followed by Harrell and Oliveira, neck and neck, still in that 2nd spot, followed by Garcia shortly behind them. But Harrell still trying to, Sydney trying to grow her lead. She is on pace to set a new PR for herself.
Let's go, Rosalie.
And I know she is anxious to do so. I will be giving you the updates on the final results throughout today's afternoon as they are given to me. The field events are currently going on off to my right. However, I cannot get the scores of those as they happen, so as soon as they are relayed to me, I will relay them to you. Same with the final times here on the races today. as there are just 4 laps to go here in the 3,200 meter run. But a good one on store. And following this will be the men's 3,200 meter run. 6 participants in there as of now. Not sure if anybody is a scratch just yet. But Sydney looking strong halfway through this 3,200. Growing her lead some more. Out in first. Getting ready to set a PR for herself as she is approaching the finish line to cut down to only 3 laps to go, right above the 6-minute mark. Still followed by Harold and Oliveira, both neck and neck in that second spot. They both have the same PR of 11:40, so can't expect anything else from the teammates right there out of Houston Springwoods, and followed by Garcia closely behind them. So as they approach 3 laps to go, still a lot can't happen in this 3,200 meter run. They will have to find another gear if they look to pass one another. But as they feel the breeze in their face and at their backs, can give them a glimpse of hope to finish this long race, because I have nothing but credit for the long distance runners. I would not stand a chance trying to run anything besides a lap around a track, so nothing but respect to the young boys and girls here racing today. But Sydney not slowing down whatsoever, still holding a strong lead out in first for Ridgepoint. But again, thank you for joining me here at the North Shore 9th Grade Center for today's high school track meet. Looking forward to all the events, but I've always been a big fan of the hurdles, something that I can't imagine running full speed and jumping over something for 100 meters can do to you, but pretty amazed of what the athletes are able to do in that event, and something that I always look forward to week in and week out. But Sydney only 2 laps to go, still followed by Oliveira and Harrell, neck and neck still. Followed by Garcia. But again, the field events are going off to my right. I will give you the updates as soon as they are given to me. Thank you for tuning in to today's live stream. Glad to have you here. Glad to be announcing this outside today. Wasn't able to Monday due to the weather, but rain able to hold off. Skies able to open up a little bit, and not too chilly just yet. So enjoying it here at the top of the bleachers here in North Shore. But Sydney still moving strong, coming around the last 100 meters, where she will only have 1 lap left to go. After that, the time has just hit the 9-minute mark. Her previous PR was a 12:16.42, so it looks like she will be able to shatter this today. Still followed by Harold and Oliveira. Best friends that run together, stay together forever. They have not split stride. They are mimicking one another to a T. It's honestly a work of art that you see the form and the posture that goes into running these races and how important it truly is. But following this will be the men's 3,200 meter run. I will go ahead and give you the names for that one. It'll be Andrew Blake in lane 1, Henry Martinez in lane 2, Jacob Vaquera in lane 3, Mark Lerma in lane 4, Eduardo Garcia in lane 5, and William Jones in lane 6. If any scratches come about, I will keep you updated with that. As Harrell and Oliveira just passed the finish line. 1 lap left for them, followed by Garcia. As we approach the 10.5-minute mark, Sydney has still not broke stride. I believe she's gotten even faster as the laps have gone on. She's in her last 100 meters here, which is going to shatter a new PR for her. As Sydney approaches the last lap. Still followed by Oliveira and Harrell. Neck and neck, then Garcia. Sydney hitting another stride. As you can hear her teammates cheering her on from the middle of the track. Super proud of what she's about to accomplish today. As one of the earlier meets of the season to start the year, so always love to see the strength and the growth and the teamwork that really go on through these meets. As her teammates have crossed to the other side of the track to cheer her on these final 100 meters. Running strong, running hard. Finishing in first is Sydney from Ridgepoint. I will relay those exact times to you once I get them down to me. But a great job by Sydney, able to take the 1 spot here in the women's 3,200-meter run. Oliveira and Harrell still neck and neck, coming across the last 200 meters. A great first race to start off this afternoon's North Shore Relays event. As they finish strong here. Friendly competition between Harrell and Oliveira. Harrell taking the slight lead in front of her teammate. And able to cross the finish line, grabbing the 2nd spot with Olivia right behind her. Great job by 2 teammates right there, giving it their all. With Garcia coming up on the last 100 meters. Striding well now. Finishing strong here. Is Garcia to wrap up the women's 3,200-meter run to begin today's racing events. So Sydney able to cross the line, followed by Harrell, Oliveira, then Garcia. I'll get you those times as soon as they are passed down to me. But lining up at the line now are the boys' 3,200-meter run. Again, that's Blake in lane 1, Martinez in lane 2, Vaquera in lane 3, Lerma in lane 4, Garcia in lane 5, and Jones in lane 6. Followed in that order by school is Ridgepoint, Galena Park, Galena Park, Galena Park, Houston Springwoods, and Ridgepoint. So a good mix of schools here. as they are lining up at the line. Ready for the gun to be sounded. And we're off. Men's 3,200 meter run. I always believe in these long distance runs. Lane starcher could help or hurt you depending where you are, because that first curve, trying to get that inside lane because everybody can break to it after they begin, is the important part of where they can stand throughout the remainder of the race. And to start off this afternoon's, here are the final times from the women's 3,200 meter run, with Sydney coming in at a 12:27.83, Harrell with a 13:34.94, Oliveira with a 13:36.23, and Garcia with a 14:13.73. So a great start right there for the women's 3,200 meter run, as the boys are starting to finish up their first lap, with Blake in first, quickly followed by Martinez and Jones. Everybody pretty close to each other right now. No separation just yet in the first lap, but a good first lap run at around 1:15 for the group, which is about on pace to what they do in the 3,200 meter run. Blake with a PR of 10 on the dot. Martinez with the 10:15, same with Vaquera, and then Lerma with the 10:25.28, Garcia with the 10:30, and Jones with the 10:50. So all very close to each other. Could be anybody's races, or excuse me, anybody's race here in the 3,200 meter run, and I am anxious to see who will be able to come out victorious today. So second lap down, Martinez able to take a small lead over Blake. The group still strong, hanging in a pack. 2 laps in, so hard to see who will break away from the rest so far. But Henry Martinez from Galena Park currently holding the lead, followed by Andrew Blake from Ridgepoint. But I always thought these long distance races were as much mental preparation as physical, because going around a track 6 times, I mean, that's, excuse me, 8 times, that's not easy to do, because you see the time going up, you see the laps going down, but you have to continue to tell yourself to keep pushing through it, as Blake still is in first, followed by his teammate Vaquera, then Blake, then Garcia, then Jones, then Lerma. So as Blake continues to try to stretch his lead, his teammate Vaquera behind him. The field events continue to go off to my right. As soon as those scores get relayed through, I will give you the updates on those. But good running here so far in the men's 3,200-meter run. Good pace, good stride. All the racers look pretty locked in as of right now, with Blake still leading the way, followed by his teammate Vaquera, then Blake, then Garcia. So halfway down, halfway to go at that 5:10 mark, right at their PRs. So they need to maintain that pace, maintain that speed if they want to look at matching that or possibly bettering it here today. As Blake and Vaquera are starting to pull away. Blake getting hawked down just a little bit by his teammate. Been able to pick it up here on this lap. Has really cut the distance between third and first. I mean, he's on his heels now, coming around the last 100. Looking to make his move to pass him on the outside. Now neck and neck as they cross the finish line here with 3 laps to go. Followed by Blake, then Garcia, then Jones and Lerma. So we have not seen an appearance on a race from Bush High yet. Only Rich Point, Spring Woods, North Shore, Galena Park. But they will be participating in today's events. But Vaquera able to pass his teammate Martinez for that 1 spot, holding a small lead as of right now. As they approach 2 laps to go. Still looking strong, don't look phased. Still at a good pace. Possible PR setters. Right behind one another are the teammates as they cross at the 7:51 mark with 2 laps to go. So if they keep this speed up, they should come around the time that they are accustomed to and that 10:15 mark. Followed by Blake, Garcia, Jones, and Lerma. But after this, we will have the women's 4x1 meter relay. That'll be between Fort Bend Bush, Houston Yates, Galena Park, and Fort Bend Ridge Point. So that'll be a fun one on store up next. And I will give you the layout of those runners from first leg to fourth here after this race. But as Vaquera and Martinez approach the line with only 1 lap to go, trying to hold that lead over his teammates is Vaquera. Both runners doing a great job supporting their schools. Followed by Blake, Garcia, Jones, and Lerma. The gun fires for the final lap. See if these boys can hit another gear here. Not only racing against the person across from you, but the clock itself. You want to set the best times possible, no matter what place you might finish in. So these This is what the boys are fighting for here today. Has a strong finish right now by Vaquera, able to hold off Martinez, coming around the last 100. Was able to slow pace it those first 4 laps before passing his teammates. It looked like he was able to hold that today. Now striding very well in the last 100-meter sprint. Doing a great job here in the last 100. Hit another gear. Finishing at the 10:19 mark is Vaquera, followed by Martinez with the 10:26 mark. I'll get those exact times to you as soon as they're brought down to me. Blake, a strong finish here on the last 100 for Ridgepoint at the 10:40 mark. With Garcia, Jones, and Lerma still fighting hard here on the last 200. So Garcia here in the last 100, finishing up at that 4 spot. Coming in at a time of around 11:18 with Jones and Lerma now on the sprint here at the end. Jones with a narrow lead. Finishing at around the 11:37 mark, followed by Lerma at the 11:42 mark. So great job right there on the men's 3,200-meter run. Vaquera able to take the 1 spot, followed by Martinez and Blake, then Garcia, Jones, and Lerma. And I will get those exact times to you as soon as they are relayed to me. But the next race here will be the 4x100-meter relay. The women's in 4 Fort Bend Bush. From leg 1 to 4 is Lauren Moore, Rachel Joseph, Raylan Russell, Christina Pleasant. In lane, that was lane 2. In lane 4 is Houston Yates, Josiah Johnson, Tristan Wheeler, Chelsea Williams, Marshanae Allen. In lane 6 for Galena Park will be Taylon Clark, Janessa Carroll, Callie Calicut, Ibriana Sutton. And in lane 7 for Fort Bend Ridgepoint will be Kamari Allen, Reese Guillory, Eden Bro, and Rain Foley. So a bit of a break here. Coaches meeting right now at the finish line of the track before we start the 4x1 women's meter relay. Contending will be Fort Bend Bush in lane 2, Houston Yates in lane 4, Galena Park in lane 6, and Fort Bend Ridgepoint in lane 7. Both men's and women's 3,200-meter run came and gone. The final results here for the men's 3,200-meter run. Vaquera finishing with the 10:20.40. Martinez with the 10:26.97. Blake with the 10:40.57. Garcia with the 11:18.65. Jones with an 11:37.83. and Lerma with the 11:42.72. So a good start for these schools thus far here in the 3,200-meter relay. As the field events continue to go on off to my right, I will be updating you with those scores as they come into me for both men and women. You have the pole vault, the high jump, the long jump, shot put, and discus.
Varsity boy that's throwing shot put, you start hitting that way to the ring, get loose.
As you'll hear the call outs with me this afternoon. Where we are currently waiting for the 4x1 women's meter relay. Will be the next one on the list. 5. Okay. So the 4x1 will be starting at 5 o'clock. About an hour from now. Sun still shining here in North Shore. The clouds have split. Rain has moved on. But I will continue to give you updates on the field events. The 3,200-meter run has come and gone. Sydney for Rich Point on the women's, finishing first with Harrell, then Oliveira, then Garcia. And then for the boys, 3,200, Vaquera, Martinez, Blake, Garcia, Jones, and Lerma. So thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast here in North Shore. Schools representing our Rich Point, Galena Park, Springwoods, Fort Bend Bush, Houston Yates. And we have not seen Houston Yates or Fort Bend Bush just yet on the track, but they will be showcasing their skills in the 4x1 meter relay. Again, that will not start until 5 p.m. As the field events are coming into me, I will be relaying those to you. Thank you for listening to today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. Your host, Tanner DeLeon. Wish I had some funky music to play for y'all while y'all are waiting for the next events to follow. But I'm just not that cool kid anymore, I guess. But nonetheless, thank you for tuning in today. I do have some results on the women's shot put. In finishing first, Ariana Stegall for Fort Bend Bush with a 38-foot, 2.75-inch throw, followed by Jordan Houston of Rich Point, 36.11.5. Ryan Edwards of Bush, 35.5. Aaliyah Woodard, Galena Park, a 34.11 1/4. Taylor Waters, Galena Park, with a 37.25. Jada Jones from Galena Park. Excuse me. Taylor Waters had a 31.1 1/4. Jada Jones had a 37.25. And then Andrea Rivera had a 25.6 1/4. Victoria Martinez from Galena Park had a 23.8 1/4. Kirsten Turner, Houston Yates, had a 22.1. And then Paris Jones from Houston Yates had a 21.5. So as of right now, on the women's score sheet of the schools, I'll give you a quick update. In fourth, Galena Park with 11. Third, Houston Springwoods with 14. Fort Bend Bush in second with 16. And leading for the women, for the girls this afternoon is Fort Bend Ridge Point at 18. So all very close to start out so far today on the girls' side of things. Have the results for the men's discus throw. In first, Lucas Banks for Galena Park North Shore with a 141.11.5. Wilkins from North Shore with the 128.6. Ronald Morrison from Ridge Point with the 125.9.5. Leo Garcia from North Shore with the 119.3.5. Dyke Kalu from Ridge Point, 118.2.5. Ty Leonard from North Shore, 109.4.5. Bryce Hernandez from North Shore with the 109.3. Jack Rim, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, from Ridge Point with the 103.5. Devin Price from Yates with the 87.3.5. And Alan Reed from Yates with the 62.6.5. And a quick update on the boys' rankings for the schools. Galena Park with 4. Houston Springwoods with 4. Tied for both of them tied for third and fourth. Ridge Point with 16. And North Shore with 38. So I will keep you updated with the rankings and the scores, the field events as these go along. Again, the 4x1 will be next on the track. That'll be starting at 5. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. So it turned out to be a very nice afternoon here in North Shore. Had a lot of skepticism on what the weather would be like this afternoon. Had a lot of similarities in the weather on Monday, but sun able to prevail, shine bright here on the track, and turn out to be a nice weather day to enjoy a track meet. As we have men's triple jump results. In first is Jaden Harris from North Shore, a 45.8.5. A Carson Gordon from Ridge Point with the 44.10.5. Christian Ross from North Shore with the 42.10. Amadian Kelly from North Shore with the 42.5. Rodney Armstrong from Bush from a 41.4.5. Ronnie Hill from North Shore with the 41.5. Xavier Harrell from Springwoods with the 39.5. And then Edward Antoni from Ridge Point with the 38.9.5. So all very close from one another between the 1 and the 8 spot. Not more than 7 feet separate them. So very close competition throughout that one. And I bet that was a fun event for those boys participating over there. I know it was a highly contested one. So a good finish right there. Harris able to take the number 1 spot for North Shore. But the field events still going strong. And followed by that will be the 4x1 meter relay, and the track races will be underway and moving at you rapid speed. So thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Thank you for being patient with us over here in North Shore. Appreciate all the listeners out there today. And I know it's going to be a fun one in store with the races upcoming. So still here in North Shore, field event still going on. Off to my right, I was just informed that there is both North Shore and Galena Park here. I know that may be confusing because everywhere you see it'll be Galena Park, North Shore being in the same district, but Galena Park being a 5A, North Shore being a 6A, but there are Galena Park participants here, but I believe that they will only be doing the field events and none in the track events, where there will be North Shore participants throughout the remainder of the track events. But I'll keep you updated with that. But if you hear both Galena Park and Galena Park North Shore, please stay tuned, because I will keep you updated with the scores on both of their schools and the separations on who is doing what event. But about 30 minutes out from the 4x1 meter relay, a super fun one. I mean, this is an all-out sprint from every leg, sprinting your 100 meters in your lane. The handoffs, super important, and determining what place you will get. I know on Monday that there were a couple handoffs that were mishandled, and it was the reason that a couple teams placed further back than they would have if they had a clean handoff. So very key in teamwork and preparation there. You've seen a lot of boys and girls warming up here on the track and practicing their handoffs. So that is the most key part here in any relay. But good practice for sure will lead to good success when the races happen. And for the men's high jump, 2 participants, both from Galena Park. Jaden Harris finishing first with a 6-foot even, and Antonio Harris with a 5.8. So very close to each other there. Good battle between teammates on that one. I bet they were having a little fun with it over there. But Jaden Harris able to take it over Antonio Harris, both from Galena Park. And then the women's long jump, finishing first from Rich Point, is Khalees Alexander with the 16.6.5. Michaela Williams from Bush with the 15.9. Kamari Allen from Rich Point with the 14.7.5. Christina Pleasant from Bush with the 14.7. Lauren Moore from Bush with the 14.7. Brianna Torres from Springwoods with a 14.4. Tristan Wheeler from Yates with a 13.5. Chelsea Williams from Yates with a 12.6.5. Josiah Johnson from Yates with 11.5. And then Deanna Cosi from Yates with 11.75. So good competition there, very close on the long jump, especially in those top few spots. Good competition right there, and I bet that was a fun one to witness as well. So looks like the field events have starting to heat up and have some close competition throughout the schools in those. I will continue to keep you updated with the stats going on there, but field events super key on the rankings as for the schools when it's all said and done. Some people believe that they are the key to separating yourselves from that one spot throughout the rest of the lineup. So field events still going on. 4x1 will be happening here at 5. And once again, thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. So as the sun is setting here in North Shore, it turns out to be a beautiful evening for some track and field events to be taking place. Already down on the 3,200 meter one for both girls and boys. Sydney, followed by Harrell, Oliveira, and Garcia, was the finish for the women's 3,200 meter run. And for the boys, goes Vaquera, Martinez, Blake, Garcia, Jones, and then Lerma. The next up will be the 4x1 women's, followed by men's. In that women's relay will be Fort Bend Bush, Houston Yates, North Shore, and Fort Bend Ridge Point. 4x1, always a fun and highly anticipated one. All the relays are. But the teammates, the team, they are on the track practicing their handoffs right now. In my opinion, the most important part here in these relays. So getting the timing down are these teams. But both Bush and North Shore with similar PR times. Bush with the 47.17 and North Shore with the 47.50. So I anticipate a neck and neck down to the wire photo finish for us. Followed closely by Yates, have a PR of 48.88, and then Ridgepoint with the 52.60. So should be a great relay on our hands. And as the results continue to come to me from the field, I will get those over to you and give you an update on the rankings from the schools. Once again, thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast here in North Shore. Due to COVID regulations, no fans for right now, this point in the season. So hard to get access to meets and other sporting events. So very grateful to be able to do this broadcast and update so many listeners who are tuning in today representing their school, whether it's Ridgepoint, North Shore, Springwoods, Galena Park, Yates, or Bush, cheering them on to victory today. Thank you for choosing our outlet of broadcast. as we approach the 4x1 relay. Less than 20 minutes to go. The girls were warming up on the track, practicing the hands-off. The boys are doing so now, because the boys will take place immediately after the girls. And that boys 4x1 will be Ridge Point, Springwoods, North Shore, and Bush in lanes 3, 4, 5, 6 in that order. Very close times for the boys as well. Ridge Point coming in with the 42.10, Springwoods with the 42.50, North Shore with the 42.60, and the Bush with the 43.67. So can be another photo finish here today, and honestly I anticipate a lot of them, and that's what I look forward to. Those are the fun ones to call. So stay tuned for that. They will tip off at 5 o'clock, and we will be getting rolling nonstop after that. But the field event's starting to come to an end here now. I see everybody clearing out over there, and then the reason there's the gap is because a lot of field event participants also do some of the races, so they need to finish up there before moving on over here. But as those updates continue to come in, I will be able to give those to you. Well, we are getting close to the 4x1 meter relay here in North Shore on this cool evening. I'm Tanner De Leon. Thank you for joining us on today's broadcast. Well, 10 minutes away from the 4x1 meter relay. I am anxious to get this underway. Really looking forward to it. I think we have some good races here in store today from these high schools. Extremely looking forward to it. I am actually a graduate from Pearland High School back in 2015. Did not run any track. I was not considered a fast person back in the day, per se. But I always enjoyed track and field events. Never sat through a whole one, but calling these over the months, they have been a blast to do so, and I have become a bigger fan of track meets in just a matter of 2021. So very anxious to get these races underway here this evening. Sun setting behind the clouds. The overcast is back with a slight breeze. But it is a beautiful evening to be out here competing. And I believe we will see some photo finishes coming here soon. Coming up first will be the women's 4x100 meter relay, followed by the boys. For that girls meter relay, it will be Fort Bend Bush, Houston Yates, North Shore, and Ridge Point. Anxious to see who will be able to take it in that one, as they are very close times, PR times throughout all four squads. Bush with the 47.17, North Shore with the 47.50, Yates with the 48.88, and Ridge Point with the 52.60. So should be a good first race to kick off the remainder of them here this afternoon. As the field events are coming to an end, I believe all that's going on is pole vault and long jump, as updates are being given, and I will be relaying those to you. Speaking of men's shot put, final results. Dyke Kalu from Ridge Point with the 46.3. Lucas Banks from North Shore with the 43.5. Ronald Morrison from Ridge Point with the 43.1.5. Galena Park with a tie. Galena Park Ty Leonard with the 43. Ronald Wilson from Galena Park with the 42.1. Clayton Cherry from Ridge Point with the 41.2. Leo Garcia from Galena Park with the 39.5. Bryce Hernandez from Galena Park with the 38.11. Devin Price from Yates with a 38.4 and Alan Reed from Yates with 30 feet 2 inch. So in those boys rankings so far this afternoon, in fifth is Bush with 2, Springwoods in fourth with 4, Galena Park in third with 8, Ridge Point in second with 41, and North Shore leading with 87. So North Shore starting out strong here. Again, Galena Park is here, but I believe they are only doing the field events. But I will keep you updated with that as we go along. Also, the finals for the women's triple jump, only 3 participants. Taking that one is Kaliz Alexander from Ridge Point with a 39.9.5. Eden Bro from Ridge Point with a 32.10.5. And then Brianna Torres from Springwoods with a 31.2.5. So the the girls' rankings so far goes as in fourth, North Shore with 11, Springwoods with 21, Bush with 30, and leading Ridge Point with 52. So a good battle going on for the girls' rankings to start this afternoon as well. And you just heard the first call for the 4x1 meter relay, so the fireworks are about to get underway, and I am excited. Only one girls pole vaulter which is Michaela Gill from North Shore with the 7'6", 7 feet 6 inch. Able to take that one for herself. So everybody's starting to get in position. A lot of movement going around here on the track, a lot of stretching going on, a lot of warm-ups. But it's time for the 4x1 meter relay to kickstart this evening off.
time we should have the track clear. We have the girls at their spots on the track.
So as the ladies line up here for the 4x1 meter relay, there are a couple sprinkles landing on my head here outside the booth. I'm hoping it won't get too bad because I might have to go off air for a small amount of time to get under cover. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad, but we are under some cloud cover right now. But the ladies are lining up at the starting point for the 4x1 meter relay. Again, in lane 2 will be Bush, lane 4 Yates, lane 6 North Shore, and lane 7 Ridgepoint. What a time for it to start raining, if I have to say so myself. Hopefully it doesn't get too heavy, so I won't have to miss any of the call. But if I do, please bear with me. You will still be able to watch it. You just won't be able to hear my amazing voice, if I do say so myself, calling it on air. So as they are clearing the track, make sure nobody gets run over or injured. That's the last thing we would want out here. Keep all our players and athletes safe. But the ladies are lined up in their position. Going to be a great event to start off here.
I got a green and 2. A green and 3, we're ready up top.
So getting the all clear from all 4 signals, including us here in the booth. Ladies getting in the blocks to begin this 4x1. Again, you have Bush in lane 2, Yates in lane 4, North Shore in lane 6, and Ridgepoint in lane 7. And they are off. Gun has sounded. Going around that first 100. Leading on the outside is Ridgepoint, followed closely by North Shore. North Shore taking the lead on the second leg. Followed by Bush, then Yates. North Shore going out in front here on the third leg. Followed by Bush. Then Ridgepoint, then Yates. North Shore trying to stay in the lead. It's going to be a close finish here on this last leg as these ladies come around here on the fourth. The last 100, it's between Bush, it's between North Shore. Neck and neck across. North Shore has a close edge. That is a close finish, neck and neck, followed by Ridgepoint and then Yates. As soon as I will get the times, I will let you know. I believe North Shore held it just slightly, but that was a amazing finish on the women's 4x1. So a quick update. Results in for men long jump. Taken first is Stanley Brooks out of North Shore with the 21.11. Omarion Kelly from Galena Park with the 21.2. Jalen Bailey from North Shore with the 21. Xavier Harrell from Springwoods with the 20.11.5. David Amador from Galena Park with the 28.5. Carson Gordon from Ridgepoint with the 20 feet 5 inch. Kaysen Alexander from Yates with a 24.5. Emmanuel McCoy, Yates, with a 17.2.5. So here on the men's 4x100 meter relay, in lane 3 is Ridgepoint, lane 4 Springwoods, lane 5 North Shore, and lane 6 Fort Bend Bush. The legs will go as follow from Ridgepoint's Patrick Brinkley, Xavier Mandiola, Carrion Charlo, and Bert Emanuel Jr. For Springwoods, Xavier Harrell, Ashton Allen, Jaden Perez, and Isaiah McKnight. For North Shore, Jacoby Davis, Stanley Brooks, Michael Moody, Jaden Harris. And then for Bush, Henry Tatum, Jabari Quickindle, Hassan Sunmonu, and Donovan Nixon. Excuse me if I mispronounced any of those names. And the gun is off. Starting off strong here in this first leg. As we approach the second, North Shore taking a small lead over Bush, followed by Spring Woods and Ridgepoint coming up close. Going on to the third leg, North Shore still in the lead. Very close throughout the latter three. North Shore trying to maintain this lead going into leg four. A little bit mishap on the handoff. Could be a difference maker, but he's still running hard. Gonna be a close finish between North Shore and Spring Woods, neck and neck. Spring Woods might have catched up to take it. A mishap on the handoff between legs 3 and 4 for North Shore might have cost them first place. A photo finish between North Shore and Spring Woods, followed by Bush and Ridgepoint.
At this time, we should get 800 meter on the track. First off for the men's 800 meter run. Check in at the time. First off for the men's 800 meter run.
That final score for the women's 4x1 meter relay, North Shore in first with the 48.84, Bush with the 49.03, Ridgepoint with the 52.79, and Yates with the 55.56. So North Shore able to edge that one out closely in what was a great women's 4x1. And as soon as I get the men's times, I will get that score over to you.
We had a red flag in 3. DQ no 4.
So there was a red flag on the exchange between leg 3 and leg 4 on Spring Woods, on North Shore. So they will be disqualified. So Spring Woods will take first, and I will let you know who will get that second and third spot between Ridgepoint and Bush. But North Shore having a mislap after having the lead, ending up causing that red flag to get disqualified. A very unfortunate turn of events. But next up is the 800 girls meter run. 2 laps around the track here. In lane 1 is Simran Williams from North Shore. Ariana Brinkley in lane 2 from Ridgepoint. Mara Imbaraka from Ridgepoint in lane 3. Annette Smith, Ridgepoint lane 4. Brooke Williams, lane 5 from Yates. Tranisha Jones, lane 6 from Yates. Andrea Hernandez from Spring Woods, lane 7. Olivia Saucedo, lane 8 from Spring Woods. Italy LeBlanc, lane 9, Yates. Myra Tovar from Galena Park in lane 10. So that'll wrap it around for the 800-meter run for the girls. 2 laps around this track here. And so for the final scores here on the boys 4x1 meter relay was Ridgepoint, as the gun is about to sound, and they are off. But Ridgepoint grabbing it with the 42.24, followed by Bush with the 43.06, and then Spring Woods with the 43.94. And North Shore disqualifying. So a big shot there on the scoreboard for them. But the 800 is underway. 2 laps around the track they go. Striding out strong, trying to create some separation as 200 meters are down. Starting off strong. Is the runner from Ridgepoint. I don't have her number, unfortunately, but in second, Ariana Brinkley. Followed by Smith and Baraka. And then Williams. So 1 lap down, 1 to go.
At this time, this is the final call for the girls 100-meter hurdles. Check in at this time. Final call for the girls 100-meter hurdles. Check in at this time. This is the first call for the boys 110-meter hurdles. Check in at this time. First call for the boys 110-meter hurdles. Check in at this time.
Running strong here, striding now out in first. Separating themselves, I believe that is a Yates runner in first, followed by 3 Ridgepoint runners. Again, as soon as these results come in, I will get them to you. But here in the 800-meter girls run, gonna be a good finish. With the 100 meters left, you hear him cheering her on. It's gonna be a push. Long 100 meters to go to finish strong here. Brinkley from Ridgepoint trying to hawk her down. I'm not sure if she would be able to get it in time. Striding out here. Finishing strong across the line. Is, I believe, Williams from North Shore, followed by Brinkley, Smith, and Mbaraka. As they're pushing hard to finish here, Williams looking to pass up Hernandez. Couldn't quite do it. Hernandez able to hold off. The ladies are still finishing strong here. I will read off the women's discus throw final results. Taking first, Ariana Stegall from Bush with the 129.8. Taylor Waters from North Shore with the 111, excuse me. Najia Thornton from North Shore with the 92.6 3/4. Ryan Edwards from Bush with the 89 3.5. Jordan Houston from Ridgepoint with the 78.3. Andrea Rivera from Galena Park with the 71 7.5. Jada Jones from Galena Park with the 69 5 3/4. Kirsten Turner from Yates with the 67.11. Serenity Gatson from Yates with the 61 5.5. Paris Jones from Yates with the 49.3. And Victoria Martinez from Galena Park with the 45 3.25. So to read off those women's rankings right now, in 6th, Galena Park with 1. Then Yates with 8. Springwoods with 21. North Shore with 55. Bush with 60. And leading with 66 points is Ridgepoint. So a very close battle so far in the girls department. As the 800-meter run finishes up, I will get you those times ASAP. But next up, is the boys 800-meter run in lane 1. Whitaker Bird from Ridgepoint. Lane 2, Jesus Rojas from Ridgepoint. Lane 3 is Monte Bell from North Shore. Sergio Rojas in lane 4 with Ridgepoint. Contrail Bell in lane 5 from North Shore. Matthew Fisher in lane 6 from Bush. Vernon Rogers lane 7 from North Shore. Martin Mendez Garcia lane 8 from Springwoods. Johan Granados lane 9 from Springwoods. Jared Granados lane 10 Springwoods. And Emmanuel McCoy Houston Yates in lane 11. And excuse me, Jesus Rojas in lane 2. So a good 800-meter run here. PRs are all pretty close to each other, so I expect a good one ahead. So no Martin Mendez Garcia. Everybody else checking in. Is 800-meter about to get underway. So still getting things settled out, but the gun. And they are underway, trying to fight for that inside lane. Hard to do with 10 participants, but so important to try to fight for that inside lane to get started off. But making their way around here in the 800, everybody tightly contested. As I will give you the final times for the girls' 800-meter run. Williams from Galena Park leading with the 2:24.62, followed by Brinkley with the 2:27.17, Smith the 2:32.37, Embaraka with the 2:35.62, Hernandez with the 2:54.35, Williams with the 2:55.03, Saucedo with the 3:01.24, Tovar with the 3:07.84, Jones with the 3:58.87, and LeBlanc with the 4:0.60. As the first lap is getting finished up, out in front are some of the Ridgepoint participants. Again, I will be able to get you those as soon as they finish up. But fighting hard now, extending his lead. Cheering going on here from the sidelines. But catching stride now and expanding his lead out in first. As he approaches the final 100 meters. Strong push needed here. But leading is Bird from Ridgepoint. Gonna finish first. In second, Rojas from Ridgepoint, followed by Bell from North Shore. So a good top three finish right there. Still finishing strong on the rest. All closely contested. I will get you those standings as soon as they get them to me. But a tightly contested 800-meter run right there from the boys. So a good start here to get things underway. Next up will be the girls' 100-meter hurdles, as they are now bringing the hurdles onto the track.
Cali Cut from North Shore will be running in lane 2. Lauren Moore will be running in lane number 3. Again, Cali Cut will be running in lane number 2. Lauren Moore will be running in lane number 3.
Who's number 2? Who's the number 2? Kelly. Kelly.
That means there's no Weber.
Is there still a Weber? What lane is Weber in?
Okay. And then Cali got moved to 2? Okay.
This is the first call for the women's 100-meter dash. Check in at this time at the start line. First call for the women's 100-meter dash. Check in at this time.
So the women 100-meter hurdles getting set up here on the track. We followed by the boys. Only 2 participants here for the girls. Be Callie Calicut from North Shore and Lauren Moore from Bush. That'll be in lanes 2 and 3. Both of them with a PR within a second of each other. So this could be a classic photo finish here from them, and one that I highly anticipate to be. So it'll be a good one to look forward to here coming up, with the boys' 110-meter hurdles to follow. And there'll be a few more participants in that one. But the little sprinkle that was hitting us has stopped for now, knock on wood. We do have some dark clouds around, but hopefully we will not have any issues moving forward. But getting prepped for the girls' 100-meter hurdles are Calicut and Moore, waiting at the start line. The final results for the boys' 800-meter run goes as follows, with Bird taking it for Ridgepoint with 157.98, Rojas
Start
2:03.09.
Again, first call
Bell
for
with a
the women's
2:04.56. Rojas with a 2:09.09. Bell with a 2:09.43. Fisher with a 2:11.95. Rogers with a 2:17.71. Johan Granados with a 2:18.38. Jared Granados with a 2:20.14. And then McCoy with a 2:21.81. In the boys' rankings, in fifth, Galena Park with 16. Bush with 19. Spring Woods with 20. Ridge Point with 84. And North Shore with 113. So North Shore trying to extend that lead right now in first. Ridge Point right on the heels. So something that will be great to look forward to down the road. But the girls are in the blocks, warming up, ready to get underway.
Ladies, can we please clear the track and not walk right through it?
As we are making sure to clear the track, make sure no one gets run over and hurt. It's the last thing we want around here. But as the whistle blows, ladies waiting to get started in the blocks. Gun starts to go up, so we're about to get underway. Calicut versus Moore, North Shore versus Bush. A great one on tap for us here today. And the gun is off. Ladies out to a strong start. One hurdle being hit. And Moore having to take herself out for hitting the hurdles. But Calicut able to finish strong here for North Shore. Able to grab it. Unfortunately, Moore not able to finish. But Calicut able to take it. And I will get you her time as soon as it's relayed to me.
At this time, I'll get some North Shore athletes out here to help out. That means you guys standing right there. Thank you, guys.
But putting out some more hurdles for the boys, 110 meters.
There you go.
As some of the athletes getting told to help out a little bit down there on the field.
You guys will put them on the blue
But
tab.
in lane two
Blue
will be
tab,
Joseph
blue tab,
Richard.
blue tab. Again, make sure they're one notch from the top.
Joseph Richard in lane 2 for North Shore. Nasiah Dunham in lane 3 for North Shore. Mason Dossett for Ridge Point in lane 4. Dylan Vaughn, lane 5 for Ridge Point. And Travion Hanner for North Shore in lane 6. PRs all near each other. Richard is the only one that does not have a time on file. But everybody else within 1 second of each other, so I anticipate another strong, close finish for the 110-meter hurdles here. As the hurdles are getting laid out, athletes are getting warmed up, practicing coming out of the blocks, trying to get their rhythm and momentum down. Hurdles are all about rhythm. You know exactly how many steps you're taking in between each hurdle, which foot you'll be jumping off of to go over the hurdle. And if you're going in stride, not much can slow you down. So very important here, and that's why they are warming up and getting the feel for the track. But Calicut finishing the girls' 100-meter hurdles with a 15:41. So a great job by her to help try to close the gap on North Shore to Ridgepoint. Only behind Ridgepoint in that first place spot by 9 for the girls' rankings. So 3 North Shore, 2 Ridgepoint participants here for the men's 110-meter hurdles. As they are getting lined up in the blocks, hurdles are set up, people are off the track. And this race is about to get underway. The gun is up. There it goes, and they are off. Good start going out so far. Hanner here in second with Dawsett, Ridgepoint. Couple hurdles being knocked down along the way, but still running strong and finishing strong are the runners. But a couple hurdles getting knocked over.
All right, guys, let's help clear these hurdles off. Let's get these hurdles cleared off the track.
But Dawsett able to finish first, followed by Hanner. I will get you those times and results to you here shortly. But next up is the girls' 100-meter dash. Straight sprint, no need to jump over any obstacles here, as they are clearing the hurdles off of the track. Big thanks to everybody participating and helping out with that, because we would be here a lot longer if they were not down there getting the job done. So big shout out to those working out on the track and on the field, making things happen. But for the girls' 100-meter dash, in lane 2 is Sydney Dargs. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, from Bush in lane 2. Michaela Williams, lane 3 from Bush. Janisa Carroll, lane 4 from North Shore. Christina Pleasant, lane 5 from Bush. Evelyn Lyons, lane 6 from Springwoods. And Melody Paramore, lane 7 from Yates. So here, the final results for the boys' 110-meter hurdles, with Dawsett from Ridgepoint securing that first spot with the 15:11, Hanner with the 15:71, Vaughn with the 16:65, Richard with the 16:73, and Dunham with the 17:72. As the ladies are set, gun is up. And they are off. So a strong sprint here. Coming out very close is Carroll. She's leading the way. Followed closely by Pleasant behind, but looks like Carroll for North Shore able to grab that one spot. Close finish behind her. Great job by all those participants. As we do have a helicopter above us. The noise you hear in the background, but a great sprint there. Carroll able to take the one spot for North Shore in the women's 100-meter dash. I will get you the times here shortly. But we are moving here in North Shore. We have had some good ones so far to start off here. And now the second heat for the girls' 100-meter dash will be Bellatrix Williams from Yates in lane 3, Brianna Torres from Springwoods in lane 4, and Josiah Johnson from Yates in lane 5 for the second heat. But the clouds are moving away. Looks like we will have sunshine for the remainder of the events, thankfully. But the second heat, the girls' 100-meter dash set. The gun is up. And they are off. Out the blocks hard. Leading is Williams over Torres by a short margin. Torres trying to gain ground on Williams. Going to be a close finish at the marker, but I think Williams was able to take it for Yates. A great sprint by all three right there. They were within probably a tenth of a second of each other. An incredible finish. Williams able to take it. But now on to the men's, the boys' 100-meter dash. Here in Heat 1, all 8 lanes will be filled. In lane 1 is Azeel Jolly from Ridgepoint. Lane 2 is Donovan Nixon from Bush. Lane 3 is Michael Moody from North Shore. Lane 4 is Ashton Allen from Springwoods. Lane 5 is Patrick Brinkley from Ridgepoint. Lane 6 is Carrie and Charlo from Ridgepoint. Lane 7 is Jaden Harris from North Shore. And lane 8 is Christopher Barnes from North Shore. So as they line up and practice coming out of the blocks, I will read off the girls' 100-meter dash final times for all 9 participants. Carroll able to lead all participants with a 13.95, followed by Pleasant with a 14.26, Williams with a 14.38, Duargues with the 14.45, Lyons with the 14.74, Williams with the 15.91, Torres with the 16.07, Johnston with the 16.37, and Paramore with the 17.41. So North Shore able to take that one with Carroll, able to lead all runners there, with Bush right behind her. So some good racing going on. Scores are staying close. I will keep you updated with those as we go along here. But the boys are lining up here in the blocks. Gun up in the air. And they are off. And an early start. So the second gun. So an early jump. They had to blow a second gun to stop it. Jolly, all he had his eyes on was the finish line. So an early start. But I believe Brinkley have to put them back in the blocks to start again. So a false start. They're back lined up, catching their breath for this second go-round. Jolly was halfway through before he just realized he needed to stop. So going over the rules here once again. And it looks like lane 6 will be out. Carry on Charlo. Did not really realize it the first time around. So 1 through 5 and 7 and 8 will be the lanes occupied as they get lined up in the blocks once again. Gun in the air. And they are off early once again. So
Reset.
everybody a little antsy to get underway, trying to get the best jump possible. Just anticipating that gunfire here this evening. So it looks like Charlo from Ridgepoint was the one who jumped early, and he is now the one who decided not to race any longer. I believe he was the man in lane 6 who is no longer there.
This is the final call for the men's 800-meter relay. Final call for the men's 800-meter relay. Make sure we're checking in at the time at the finish line.
So hopefully third time's a charm here for the boys 100-meter dash. Couple false starts here. They are now back in the blocks. Gun up in the air. And they are off. And we have a neck-and-neck race all the way. Leading right now is Moody in lane 3, but catching up quickly is Brinkley from Ridgepoint. Going to be a close neck-and-neck finish. Not sure who was able to take that one, but Brinkley and Moody were neck-and-neck from North Shore and Ridgepoint. So very anxious to see the results for that one. But a great run there by all 7 participants. Now here in the second heat, in lane 3 will be Nelvins Borgella from Bush, Amarion Kelly, lane 4 from Galena Park, and Caden Hackley in lane 5 from Bush. PRs are 11-5, 11-4, and 11-5, so get ready for some fireworks here. But thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. We have had a fun one here on set so far. About halfway through our events here on the track. Here in the second heat of the boys 100-meter dash. As they are set, the gun is up. And they are off. So out to shoot strong. Neck and neck is Borgella and Kelly, with Hackley quickly making up ground. Gonna be a good finish at the end. Kelly just falling a bit short. Borgella and Hackley neck and neck as they cross the finish line. Another great finish right there, so I'll be able to read off the results here for you pretty shortly. But next up will be the 4x2 girls meter relay. In lane 3 will be Bush, lane 4 Yates, lane 5 Ridgepoint. For Bush, leg 1 is Rachel Joseph. Leg 2 is Demiri Duplachain. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. Leg 3 is Skylar Dennis. Bringing up the rear, Raylan Russell. For Yates is Deanna Kosi, Marshanae Allen, Ashlyn Herndon, and Chelsea Williams. For Ridgepoint, Kamari Allen, Eden Bro, Ariana Brinkley, and Rain Foley. So that'll wrap up the 3 teams participating here in the girls 4x2 meter relay. As I read off the results for the boys 100-meter dash, Moody for Galena Park able to take first over all the participants with an 11:17, followed closely by Brinkley with an 11:19. So that was a great finish there between those two. Allen with 11:44, Nixon with 11:45, Barnes with 11:55, Harris with 11:56, Regella with 11:91, Hackley with 11:97, Jolly with the 12:10, Kelly with the 12:14, and Charlo did not qualify. The boys' rankings go as followed. In 5th, Galena Park with 16. 4th, Bush with 23. Spring Woods with 26 and 3rd. Ridge Point with 108 and 2nd. And North Shore tallying out in 1st right now with 140. So we should have another good one here on store, the 4x2. So each lady will be running 200 meters around the track. You have the first setup at the beginning, first setup halfway through, and then the last 2 will come in after those legs already take off before they set up. So 800 meters in total here by the ladies today. PR times, Bush 140, Yates 143, and Ridgepoint 150-60. So very close between all 3. And I anticipate to see it again today.
And we got a green and 1. We're ready up top.
As we are getting the green flags across the board here on the track and up in the booth, so we can get this party started. Here in the 4x2. They are off. Bush lane 3, Yates lane 4, Ridgepoint lane 5. Bush catching up to Yates, able to pass it for the second mark, but Ridgepoint out in front right now here in the first 200. Bush making up a lot of ground there on the inside. Good handoffs being made. Bush able to take the lead on the inside after that exchange, followed by Ridgepoint, then Yates on this second 200. A straight on run right here in front of me. Bush leading Ridgepoint. It's going to be a close one as the third leg about to get underway. Handoffs going. Going strong is Bush out in front of Ridgepoint, followed by Yates. Ridgepoint trying to make up ground. I'm not sure if they have the time to do so. Bush running strong as the fourth leg, bringing it up here. See if she can bring it home for Bush. Coming around the corner quick is Russell. Looking to grab that one spot for Bush, followed by Ridgepoint, then Yates. So finishing strong here is Bush out in front, followed by Ridgepoint, and then Yates. So a great finish right there in the girls 4x2. I will have those times to you as soon as they are relayed to me. But Bush able to get out in front on that second leg and never look back.
on the track.
So next up will be the boys 4x2 meter relay. In lane 3 will be Bush. Lane 4, North Shore. Lane 5, Ridge Point. For Bush, starting with leg 1, Henry Tatum, Jabari Kukendo, Hassan Sonmono, and Donovan Nixon. For North Shore, Jalen Bailey, Stanley Brooks, David Amador, and Ronnie Hill. For Ridge Point, Patrick Brinkley, Xavier Mendiola, Terrence Howard, and Bert Emmanuel Jr. And the final times for the girls 4x2, Bush with the 146.31, Ridge Point with the 150.43, and Yates with the 2:0.84. So for the girls' rankings, in 6th, Galena Park with 1, 5th, Yates with 22, Spring Woods 4th with 25, North Shore in 3rd with 85, Bush with 98 in 2nd, and leading, but barely holding on, is Ridge Point in 1st with 100. So a very, very close top 2 right there with North Shore on the tail as well. And they are off. Here in the boys 4x2. Out on the outside is Ridge Point. Followed by North Shore, then Bush, but Bush looking to pass North Shore for that number 2 spot. As they hand it off to the second leg. A missed handoff on North Shore, however. Unfortunately falling a little bit behind, so Ridge Point leading, followed by Bush. Running strong is Ridge Point. Trying to hawk him down from North Shore, catching up to Bush, holding on for this leg 3. It's still anybody's race. Good handoff there. Moving around the corner now. Ridge Point still leading. Then Bush, then North Shore. North Shore trying to make up ground. Handoff's going well here for the last leg. See if we can get anything going here. In the lead, still Ridge Point, followed by Bush, then North Shore. Ridge Point trying to finish strong. North Shore trying to pass Bush for seconds. Close to be able to do so, but Ridge Point finishes first, followed by Bush, then North Shore. The small mishap on the exchange from leg 1 to leg 2 cost North Shore second and possibly first. But a great finish by all 3 teams right there.
Again, this is the final call for the men's 400 meter dash. Final call for the men's 400 meter dash.
So next up will be the girls 400 meter dash. In lane 1 will be Tristan Wheeler from Yates. Lane 2 will be Reese Guillory from Ridge Point. Lane 3, Cindy Dargs from Bush. And lane 4, Michaela Williams from Bush. Lane 5, Taylon Clark from North Shore. Lane 6, Amaya Land from Bush. Lane 7, Deanna Cosi from Yates. And lane 8, Christy Scott from Ridge Point. So, to my knowledge, all 8 lanes will be filled here in the first heat of the girls 400 meter dash. In the final times for the boys 4x2, Ridge Point with the 128.10, Bush with the 131.55, and North Shore with the 132.81. So a great finish all the way around there. So as they're getting lined up here, looks like everybody except Michaela Williams in lane 4 out there participating today. Lanes 1 through 3, 5 through 8, all filled up here in the first heat of the girls' 400-meter dash. We've had some good ones thus far and a lot of PRs all near each other here for this one. So we shall see who's able to take it here.
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee. We'll see though.
As there are two girls not starting out of the blocks, both Ridgepoint girls, choosing to stand up start instead. You don't see that too often, but some people prefer it that way. And they are off. So one lap around this track they go. Have to maintain a good speed and pace without tiring yourself out. But leading strong right now is Christy Scott on the outside. But moving around here now, 200 meters to go. See if anybody in those inside lanes can make their move. Scott still trying to hold on from that 8th spot, but we have girls on her tail behind her. It's going to be a sprint for the last 100 between the Ridgepoint girls. Guillory and Scott neck and neck for this last little bit. It's going to be a photo finish. I don't know who's going to take it. Guillory and Scott, teammates fighting. It looks like Guillory might have been able to take her teammate there at the end. Followed by Clark from North Shore. So a great job right there from Guillory. Kicking it into gear for that last 100 meters. Able to pass her teammate for that 1 spot. As Wheeler is finishing it up. But here for the second heat of the girls' 400-meter dash. In lane 2 will be Chelsea Williams from Yates. In lane 3, Myra Tovar from Galena Park. In lane 4, Sanaya Johnson from North Shore. Lane 5, Marshani Allen from Yates. In lane 6, Christina McCarty from Yates as well. So the second heat's setting up. Good finish from the first one. Guillory edging out her teammate Scott. And a great comeback there at the end. Following this will be the boys' 400-meter dash, both heat 1 and 2. Here on a beautiful evening it turned out to be here in North Shore. The clouds have once gone out of our aerial view. The sun is shining bright, setting off to our west with a slight breeze. I'm not sure if you can draw up better weather. So lining up in the blocks, getting set, gun in the air. I don't believe I see McCarty out there for Yates. I believe it is lane 2 through 5. So no McCarty in lane 6. But starting out the gate strong is Johnson from North Shore. Jumping out to an early lead on that first 100. Followed by Allen, Tovar, and Williams. But Johnson hitting her stride. running hard here. Johnson pulling away from her competitors. Allen, Tovar, and Williams all still close to each other, gonna fight for that second spot. But Johnson pushing hard, trying to set a new PR. Doing a good job finishing there first for North Shore, followed by Allen for Yates. Then Williams and Tovar. Tovar making a push to grab that 3 spot. A good finish right there from Tovar. Almost grabbing the 2 spot there from Allen. But it'll finish Johnson, Allen, Tovar, then Williams. There in the second heat of the girls' 400-meter dash.
At this time, this is the first call for the men's 300-meter hurdles. Check this time. First call for the men's 300-meter hurdles.
So now moving on to the boys' 400-meter dash. In lane 1 is Rodney Armstrong from Bush. In lane 2 is Treventa Hillard from North Shore. If I pronounce that wrong, I believe it's Trevante Hillard from North Shore. Lane 3 is Corey Jefferson from Rich Point. Lane 4 is Xavier Harrell from Springwoods. Lane 5 is Alejandro Colbert from Rich Point. And in lane 7 is Antoni Thompson from Ridge Point. So here in the first heat of the boys' 400-meter dash. Should be a good one. So lining up in the blocks. Everyone except for Armstrong in lane 1. And Thomas in lane 7. He's down, but no blocks. But the gun is up. They're getting set. And they are underway here for the boys' 400-meter dash. Moving out strong between Thomas and Colbert, both from Rich Point, leading the way. Followed by Hilliard in lane 2. Probably going to use that inside lane to his advantage here on the curve as 200 meters to go. Moving strong, neck and neck right now. Comes around Hilliard. Still in fight with Colbert. Gonna be a hard 100. Colbert finishing strong, grabbing it. Harrell able to pass Hilliard at the last second. So a great finish right there as Harrell for Springwoods able to pass Hilliard to grab the second spot.
Final call for the men's 300-meter hurdles. Final call for the men's 300-meter hurdles. Check in at this time at the start line.
A great first heat for the boys' 400-meter dash. Colbert able to grab first, followed by Harrell and then Hilliard. I will get you those times as soon as the second heat is done. Here in the boys' second heat will be lanes 3, 4, and 5 with Vernon Rogers from North Shore, Kaysen Alexander from Yates, and Demario Albert from Yates. So it's been some tightly contested contest so far through these races as they get set and the gun is off for the second heat. Taking it slow around the first curve. looking to catch their stride here. All very tightly contested between Albert, Alexander, and Rogers. Rogers trying to use that inside lane for North Shore. Alexander and Albert still staying strong, though. Looks like it's going to be a close finish. Coming around neck and neck is Rogers and Alexander, followed by Albert. And it looks like Alexander able to take that one spot, followed by Rogers, and then Albert. So a great job there. All racers within 1/10 of a second of each other. But Alexander able to take it, followed by Rogers and then Albert. So a great 400 meters there. And I will get you those times here shortly. But next up will be the girls' 300-meter hurdles.
We need hurdles are 1 through 8. Set up 300 hurdles, get the North Shore athletes out there. Again, we're putting it on the black tab. And for this first heat, we're going to have it on the lower section.
So here in the girls' 300-meter hurdles, only 3 participants. In lane 3 will be Elijah Weber, lane 4, Eden Bro, and in lane 5, Melody Paramore. That'll be from Yates, Ridgepoint, and Yates. Followed by the boys, which will have all 8 lanes filled. But the girls' 400-meter dash results, grabbing first is Guillory from Ridgepoint with a 102.64, followed by her teammate Scott with a 103.42. Then Clark with a 104.53. Land with a 105.18. Wheeler with a 105.49. Johnson with a 105.58. Dargs with a 110.01. Allen with a 117.02. Tovar with a 117.61. Williams with a 122.06. And Kosi not qualifying. So an update on those scores. In 6th, Galena Park with 1. In 5th, Yates with 24. In 4th, Springwood with 25. In 3rd, North Shore with 92. In 2nd, Bush with 102. And still in the lead is Ridgepoint with 118. So a good 1-2 punch right there with Guillory and Scott really boosted their stats right there. I mean, that's a huge 18-point boost just on that last race to keep Ridgepoint out in front for the girls. And on the boys, 400-meter dash, Colbert from Ridgepoint finishing with the 52 even, followed by Harrell right behind him with the 52.33. Hillier with the 53.80. Thomas with the 53.88. Jefferson with the 54.32. Alexander with the 55.94. Armstrong with the 56.65. Rogers with the 57.09. And Albert with the 57.76. So all very close and tightly contested right there. But Ridgepoint trying to catch ground. Yates in 6th with 1. Galena Park in 5th with 16. Springwoods with 34 in 4th. Fort Bend with 39 in 3rd. Ridgepoint with 144 in 2nd. Trying to catch North Shore with 158 sitting in 1st. So a strong run there, able to collect 16 points on that one to cut into the deficit. So we have some good competition among us today. So here for the women's 300-meter hurdles, lanes 3, 4, and 5. They got the hurdles set up on the track. Here to begin today, they're starting on the far side. So no Weber for in lane 3 for 300-meter hurdles. Just Eden Bro and Melody Paramore. So Ridgepoint versus Yates here. Clearing off the track, make sure everything is set as the girls are lining up in the blocks to get this underway. But the girls in the blocks, gun is up. And they are off. So coming up on their first hurdle, clearing it. Paramore, or excuse me, Bro from Ridgepoint taking the lead over Paramore. Clearing the hurdles so far. Coming around the curve. Still leading Ridgepoint over Yates. Bro doing a good job not breaking her stride. With Paramore behind. But doing a great job is Eden from Ridgepoint. As Paramore hit the hurdles. Got up, is in finishing strong. Having a hard time finishing strong here, but doing a great job is Paramore. Finishing through the hurdles here. Finishing strong there. Great job on her part for that. But Eden able to take it for Ridgepoint. Next up, with the boys 300-meter hurdles. In lane 1 will be Kevin Costilla from Galena Park. No lane 2, lane 3 will be Matthew Fisher from Bush. Lane 4, Matthew Munoz from North Shore. Lane 5 is Mason Dawsett from Ridgepoint. Lane 6 is Travion Hanner from North Shore. Lane 7 is Martin Mendez Garcia from Spring Woods. And lane 8 is Joseph Richard from North Shore. So Eden able to finish with a 55.04, with Paramore finishing with a 131.26. Both of them representing well for their school. But they are off for the boys, 300-meter hurdles. Moving strong is Dawsett from Ridgepoint. Not breaking stride. Coming around here on the curve, currently in first. But on their tail are a couple North Shore boys, Munoz and Hanner. But Dawsett currently leading right now in first. Dawsett gonna try to finish strong. Knocking down a couple hurdles on the way, but still finishing. It's gonna be a good finish. Ridgepoint taking it, followed by North Shore, and then Bush. Finishing strong there.
It's also the final call for the men's 200-meter check-in at this time.
Removing the hurdles now for the girls' 200-meter dash. In lane 2 will be Evelyn Lyons from Spring Woods. Lane 3 will be Raylan Russell from Bush. Lane 4 is Rachel Joseph from Bush. Lane 5 is Abriana Sutton from North Shore. Lane 6 is Skylar Dennis from Bush. Lane 7 is Brianna Torres from Spring Woods. And lane 8 is Tristan Wheeler from Yates. That will be the first heat of the girls' 200-meter dash. as they set up on the far side of the track. I will continue to get times and results to you as quickly as possible. We're on the home stretch here in North Shore. It has been great competition so far over the both boys and girls. A lot of back and forth between the seedings as well. So these last few races will be pivotal to what the final standings will look like. So with no Russell in lane 3, I believe everybody else is out warming up in the blocks for the girls' 200-meter dash. And the results for the boys' 300-meter hurdles. Dossett taking first for Rich Point with a 40.82. Munoz for North Shore with the 43.25. Fisher from Bush with the 43.50. Richard with the 43.76. Hanner with the 45.35. Mendez Garcia with the 50.07. And Costilla with the 50.76. So a good job there. Rich Point trying to claw their way to the top. These last few races will be good to determine the final standings. But as they are getting loose on the far side, getting the blocks set up. Making sure the track is clear for these athletes. But I anticipate a good one here. Both Joseph and Sutton, a 1/10 of a second between each other with their PR, followed closely by Lyons, Dennis, Torres, and Wheeler. And they are all within 1 second of each other. So some pivotal running going on here. As the lights are now shining bright here down on the track, as the sun is set behind the trees off to my left, creating a nice skyline this evening. But the girls still getting set up. Things are still getting figured out here before the girls' 200-meter dash. As the whistle blows, so they will be getting set. The gun will be going up, and we are about to get underway. And we're off. Coming out to shoot strong is Sutton from North Shore. She's moving well around the track right now, out in front, but it's neck and neck between her and Joseph. It's going to be a close finish. It's going to be a photo finish between Sutton and Joseph, but I think Joseph's going to be able to take it for a Bush just in front of Sutton for North Shore. So a great 1-2 punch right there, but Sutton not able to hold on to that one spot, with Joseph able to grab it from her. So that was a fun one, and there's a reason that their PRs are a 1/10 of a second between each other. Next up will be the second heat of the girls' 200-meter dash.
This is the first call for the women's 1600-meter run. First call for
With the Josiah Johnson in lane 3, Kamari Allen in lane 4. Deanna Cosi in lane 5 and Rain Foley in lane 6. That'll be 2 Yates and 2 Rich Points battling it off. But the girls are getting set. Gun up in the air. And there they go. Coming out to shoot strong is Allen for Ridge Point. We're pretty close all the way around so far. Allen leading with Cosi and Foley behind her, followed by Johnson as well. But Allen not breaking stride, looking to grab that one spot, followed by her teammate Foley, and then Cosi and Johnson. So Allen never had to break stride right there, able to grab the one spot for a strong finish for Ridge Point.
This is the final call for the women's 1600 run. Final call for the women's 1600 run. At this time, this is the first call for the men's 1600 run. Check in at this time at the finish line. First call for the men's 1600 run. Check in at this time.
So next up will be the boys' 200-meter dash. In lane 1 will be Sebastian Estrada for Springwoods. Lane 2, David Amador for North Shore. Lane 3, Stanley Brooks for North Shore. Lane 4, Xavier Mendiola for Ridge Point. Lane 5, Bert Emanuel Jr. for Ridge Point. Lane 6, Terrence Howard for Ridge Point. And lane 8, Michael Ormodia for Bush. Gonna be a good one here. As they were set and ready, we're giving the motion, but it looks like the starter gun was not loaded, so have to reset there and make sure you have some of those in there before you're ready to fire off. But while they're doing that, I'll go ahead and read off the results for the girls' 200-meter dash. Latching that one spot with the 26.04 is Rachel Joseph, followed closely by Sutton with the 26.41. Then Dennis with the 28.30. Allen with the 28.88. Lyons with the 29.76. Foley with the 29.94. Wheeler with the 30.17. Torres with the 31.10. Cosi with the 32.43. And Johnson with the 32.74. And as the rankings go, right after this, I will give them to you for the girls. And after the second heat of the boys' 200-meter dash, I will update you with those as well. They are tightly contested. And they're off. Starting out hot. Big burst out of the blocks. Everyone coming around. It's too close to tell who has a good lead. But neck and neck. Moving forward. Looks like Mandiola from Ridge Point followed closely by Brooks, Emanuel Jr., and Howard. But that was a close race all the way through before Mandiola was able to pull away there on the last 50 meters or so. But I believe Ridge Point was able to take it after a great first heat of the boys' 200-meter dash. So here in the second heat, in lane 2 will be Antonia Alexander from Yates. Lane 3, Rodney Armstrong from Bush. Lane 4, Omarion Kelly from Galena Park. Lane 5, Todd Pierre from Bush. And lane 6, Anthony Alexander from Yates. So the updated scores for the girls' rankings. In 6th, Galena Park with 1. 5th, Spring Woods was 27. 4th, Yates with 32. 3rd, North Shore with 100. 2nd, Bush with 118. And still out in front is Ridge Point with 133, just holding on by a thread. Really going to come down to it here in the final few races. But they're off for the second heat of the boys' 200-meter dash. Coming out the blocks hot is Kelly and Alexander. Moving strong here, trying to get out in front is Kelly for Galena Park. He's holding just a person's length in first. It's going to be a close finish. Can he hold on to that one spot? I believe he does. So Kelly with Armstrong and Pierre on his tail, not giving up an inch in that last 100-meter sprint. So a great job there by Kelly grabbing the one spot. I remember announcing him back in the basketball season. I remember that kid having a lot of speed on the court. So I am not surprised at what he can do here. But next up will be the girls' 1,600-meter run. As I have on my list will be 11 participants. Lane 1, Madison Shamaj from Springwoods. Lane 2, Genesis Harrell, Springwoods. Lane 3, Nicole Oliveira, Springwoods. Lane 4, Hannah Kamikic from Springwoods. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong. Lane 5, Smith Sydney from Ridgepoint. Lane 6, Mara Mbaraka from Ridgepoint. Lane 7, Simran Williams from North Shore. Lane 8, Rosalie Garcia from North Shore. Lane 9, Devanshi Baxi from Bush. Lane 10, Brooke Williams from Yates. And lane 11, Christiana McCarty from Yates. Of course, once they get started, they will move to that inside lane, but that's how they begin. Here is in order from left to right. So no Shimaj and no McCartney. Everybody else down there and ready to get these 4 laps underway, and they do. So getting off strong. Out there in front is North Shore. Not sure. I believe that's Williams. But I could be wrong. I'll keep you updated on that. But I'll go ahead and give you the scores, the final results for the boys 200-meter dash. Finishing in first is Mandiola for Ridgepoint with a 22.26, followed by Emmanuel Jr. with a 22.86, Howard with a 22.98, Brooks with a 23.22, Kelly with a 24.03, Estrada with a 24.12, Ormodia with a 24.14, Armstrong with a 24.25, Pierre with a 24.26, Amador with a 24.40, Alexander with a 25.32, Anthony Alexander with a 25.32, and Antony Alexander with a 25.90. So very close right there between the boys' results for the 200-meter dash. As one lap is down, 3 more to go here for the girls' 1,600-meter run. And the final for the boys' pole vault, Ian Charles for North Shore with a 12 feet 6 inch clearance, with Mark Bentacourt with a 12.6 clearance, Parker Brandon with a 12, Sebastian Estrada with an 11, Dante Wolford with a 10, and Corey Jackson with a 9. And updated standings from the boys' side. In sixth is Yates with 1. 5th, Galena Park with 18. 4th, Springwoods with 40. Bush in 3rd with 45. And a close 1-2 punch. North Shore in 2nd with 189, with Ridgepoint with 192, currently leading for the boys. So that will continue to go back and forth for these next few races. Something to pay attention to moving forward. Well, moving strong right now is Williams from North Shore, leading the girls 1,600 meter pretty strongly, followed by Sydney, then Imbaraka, Oliveira, and Harrell, all close together for the next 2 through 5. So 2 laps to go, 2 more to go. Williams out to a strong start for North Shore. That women's race is a close one as well for this final scoreboard, so these last few races here are super important. After this is only the 4x4 relay, which is the most points you can get in a race here. So that can be the game changer for multiple schools on going up and down in the rankings. But moving strong right now. Still out in front is Williams for North Shore. Trying to hark her down is Sydney, who won the 3,200 for the girls earlier today. Followed by her teammates, Imbaraka, and then Harrell and Oliveira behind her, neck and neck like they were earlier as well. So 1 more lap to go. Here for the girls. Really catching stride is Williams, trying to keep her distance of Sydney. She has a great pace and great stride right now. Not looking up to give up that 1 spot. Coming around the curve for the final 100. So moving strong is Williams. Striding strong here. With a great finish right there, crushing her PR at around a 5:35 is Williams, followed by Sydney with around a 5:44. A great 1-2 punch right there, brought up by Imbaraka, with Harrell and Oliveira following her. Finishing strong here. The remainder of the girls.
Come on, Rosalie. There you go, baby. Come on, Rosalie. Come on, Rosalie, all the way. All the way. Come on, baby.
As Rosalie from North Shore pushing strong here. But following this will be the boys' 1,600 meter run. And as of now, 9 participants in that one. Could cut down, I will let you know. As Baxi for Bush finishing strong here on the girls' 1,600 meter run. but could shake up the standings here with North Shore taking first, followed by Ridge Point 2 and 3, and Springwoods 4 and 5. So a lot of points being put on there. And I did just realize there's 2 Williams here. Simron Williams for North Shore was the one who finished first. As Brooke Williams for Yates finishing up strong. And that will do it for the 1600. Next up are the boys. They are about to get ready and head on to the track. I will get you those times here in a second. Running will be Jacob Vaquera from North Shore, Whittaker Bird from Ridge Point, Zachary Menifee from North Shore, Henry Martinez from North Shore, Eduardo Garcia, Springwoods, Sergio Rojas from Ridge Point, William Jones from Ridge Point, Jared Granados from Springwoods, and Johan Granados from Springwoods. I believe all 9 participants are out there, as I'm counting 9 here. But gonna be another good one going on between us. A lot of PRs really close to each other here, separating themselves by just 2 seconds for the top 3 on the list. So I anticipate another good race here. And they're off. And I will give you the score update of the girls and the finish times from the 1600 meter here in just a second. But the boys all in a tight pack to begin their first lap here. Coming around the first curve. A tightly contested one between Vaquera and Martinez, both from North Shore. It's so tightly contested. It's still anybody's ball game. 3 laps to go. Everybody's still in a close pack. Bird with Ridge Point up there too. And it's such a back and forth close contest between North Shore and Ridge Point. I mean, these points are crucial here before the 4x4 comes about. But the final times for the girls' 1600 meter run. Simron Williams with a 5:35.56. With Sydney 5:43.91. Imbaraka with a 5:55.61. Harrell with a 6:05.30. Oliveira with a 6:11.34. Kimichek with a 6:22.27. Garcia with a 6:23.67. Baxi with the 6:32.09, and Williams with the 7:03.04. So to update those standings, Galena Park in 6th with 1, Yates with 32 in 5th, Springwoods with 34 in 4th, North Shore with 110 in 3rd, Bush with 118 in 2nd, and Ridge Point trying to run away with it in 1st with 147 for the girls' rankings. As we're about to go halfway, still leading is Vaquera, Martinez, and Bird. Tightly contested in that 1, 2, 3, followed closely by everybody else. So halfway there are the boys here for the 1600 meter run.
And at this time, I need both boys and girls to check in for the 1600 meter relay.
Still going back and forth. Vaquera and Martinez, followed closely by Bird. That top 3 finish is going to be an amazing one. But running hard here as we approach the 3:10 mark. They have just about 500 meters left to go. North Shore trying to team up, continue to increase the lead over the Rich Point. But Bird trying to make a move now on the outside. Requeta and Martinez both led for the 3,200 earlier today. And now with 1 lap to go, they are still neck and neck in that top 3, followed closely by their competitors. But they're going to have to find an extra gear here on the final lap. Who's going to be able to push through the pain to be able to lead their team to victory? Pain is only temporary as the teammates look to cheer on each other to victory. But Bird for Rich Point making a strong move on the outside to pass both Martinez and Requeta for that 1 spot. He has hit that stride, and he is off to a full sprint now. This is incredible. Bird not looking back. He hit his stride earlier. Requeta and Martinez now hitting theirs. Bird hit another gear to grab that 1 spot. Requeta trying to catch up to him. But Bird turned on the jets. I mean, I'm not joking. He went 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds to be able to grab that 1 spot. With Requeta finishing second, Martinez in third, Menifee in fourth. With Jared Granados behind him, Rojas coming in strong. Garcia behind him, Jones, and then Johan Granados. So great times throughout the racers here today. It's a great overall 1,600-meter run. A push there in the last 200 by Bird, able to secure first. But with North Shore securing the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot, that is plenty of points to surpass the 1st place finish from Bird.
Check in at this time with all 4 members right there at the finish line.
But the girls 4x4 now getting underway, lining up. It's kept for last because it's worth so many points in the most highly anticipated race. The one that can really be the game changer for point totals. In lane 3 is North Shore, lane 4 is Rich Point, lane 5 is Bush, and lane 6 is Yates. I will read off the leg order, starting with North Shore. Simran Williams, Janisa Carroll, Aubriana Sutton, and Callie Calicut. So Sutton and Williams just getting done running. They will have to find another gear here for North Shore to keep them where they are. Rich Point, Reese Guillory, Annette Smith, Christy Scott, and Ariana Brinkley. Bush, Lauren Moore, Michaela Williams, Christina Pleasant, and Demiri Duplachain. Yates, Chelsea Williams, Tristan Wheeler, Italy LeBlanc, and Deanna Cosi. So that'll be your 4 teams racing here in the girls 4x4. As they are lining up here, and they are off. So first leg underway. Getting out in front is Bush, followed by Rich Point. Then North Shore, then Yates. Bush and Ridge Point very close to each other coming around the curve here on this first leg. North Shore going to try to use that inside lane to make up time and leverage. Ridge Point grabbing a short lead here over Bush here on the first leg. A dead sprint here in the last 100 to hand it off to the second. Bush trying to regain the lead here before handing off the pylon. North Shore closely following here in third, followed by Yates. As good handoffs are given. And they are underway. Give you a quick update. The boys' 1,600-meter run. Bird takes it with a 4:41.18. Raqueta with a 4:42.82. Martinez, 4:48.08. Menifee with a 4:53.08. Jared Granados with the 5:01.29. Rojas with the 5:06.18. Garcia with the 5:11.09. Jones with the 5:13.24. And then Johan Granados with a 5:14.57. So coming around the curve here on this second leg, Ridge Point barely edging out Bush, followed by North Shore and then Yates. But Ridge Point and Bush still neck and neck here on the last 100 sprint. Bush trying to get there to be able to hand off the pylon. Ridge Point holding a short lead with North Shore behind them in third. With still 2 more legs, it is anybody's ball game. Bush, for the moment, regaining the lead out in front of Ridge Point. Ridge Point trying to gain it back now before hitting the curve. Neck and neck, very close. Followed by North Shore trying to make up ground, not too far behind. But Ridge Point currently leads. Gonna be a great finish here on the girls 4x4. With 1 more leg to go. See what their anchor can do for every team, as North Shore has been able to make up great ground, and it is anybody's ball game here. Ridge Point with the handoff first, then Bush, then North Shore. All taking that inside lane, and they are off to a dead sprint. Moving out in front is Ridge Point, trying to hold down that number 1 spot. North Shore coming up over Bush for that number 2 spot. Needs to get out in front on that curve, cut in the inside lane, and see if she can make the move to get that 1 spot. Calicut is moving on the outside for North Shore. Trying to hog down Ridge Point now. She has a chance to do it. It's going to be a dead sprint in the last 100 meters. North Shore has a chance to pass Ridge Point here in the end. Calicut is giving it her all against Brinkley. It is neck and neck. Calicut holding a short lead. Brinkley trying to grab it back. It's going to be a photo finish, neck and neck. And I'm not sure who got it. What an incredible finish. I believe North Shore was able to get it. Followed closely by Ridge Point and then Bush. Calicut did a great job making up time there on the 4th leg, as well as Sutton on the 3rd leg. That's when it started to change. A great job there by North Shore. Finishing strong. Not giving up. That was an incredible finish, one of the best I have ever seen. I believe North Shore is barely able to edge out Ridge Point with Bush closely behind and Yates bringing it up. But that's what they wait here for in the 4x4 relays. I mean, it is exciting. It's an adrenaline rush. You can feel the energy from the few people that are here, all the teammates down on the track cheering them on. It is absolutely incredible. As Yates finishing strong here. Deanna Cosi bringing up the anchor spot here for Yates. But as she finishes up strong here, I'll read off the points for the boys total thus far. It'll be a close one to determine who will finish first at today's track meet. In sixth is Yates with 1. Galena Park fifth with 18. Springwoods with 42 in fourth. Bush with 45 in third. Ridgepoint in second with 203. North Shore in first with 207. Leading by 4, coming down to the last race of the day. This is what it's all about. Who will be able to take that spot? So no Yates here on the boys 4x4 meter relay as they get everything set up here. Lanes 3 will be Ridgepoint, lane 4 Bush, lane 5 Springwoods, lane 6 North Shore. Reading off the legs, Ridgepoint, Jaden Garner, Jesus Rojas, Terrence Howard, Alejandro Colbert. For Bush, Henry Tatum, Jabari Kukindle, Todd Pierre, Hassan Sunmonu. Springwoods, Sebastian Estrada, Ashton Allen, Jaden Perez, and Xavier Harrell. North Shore, Trevante Hilliard, Matthew Munoz, Ronnie Hill, and Contrell Bell. That'll be in lanes 3, 4, 5, 6. Be a great race here, and will determine the 1 and 2 spot between North Shore and Ridgepoint, and the 3 and 4 spot between Bush and Springwoods. For the girls, 4x4 meter relay, North Shore finishing first. I mean, you talk about a nail biter. You can't draw. I'm at a loss of words. I actually have never seen this on paper. North Shore finishing with the 4:09.18. Ridgepoint finishing with the 4:09.19. I mean, that is absolutely incredible right there. Absolutely incredible. Bush bringing up third with a 4:10.72 and Yates with a 5:37.15. I will read off the standings after this 4x4. What a race right there, as we have another good one on store. The first leg is going around the curve for the last 100 here. Leading out in front is Ridgepoint, but coming around the outside hard is North Shore. That first leg turned on another gear and is in the second spot, closely behind Ridgepoint, followed by Bush and Springwoods. North Shore moving strong on that first leg, even with Ridgepoint at this point on the handoff. Still a close one with Ridgepoint leading, North Shore following, then Bush, then Springwoods. North Shore and Bush making up ground on Ridgepoint. Bush moving through past North Shore just to get in that 2 spot, both hawking down number 1. Moving around the curve, need to try to get that inside. Doing so is Bush. Passing up Ridgepoint for the 1 spot with North Shore closely behind. 2 legs down, 2 to go. Still anybody's race. With Bush in first, followed by Ridgepoint, then North Shore. Then Springwoods. But moving strong now, Bush out in front, Ridgepoint second, North Shore in third. They all have the equal amount of distance between the 3. It's quite incredible. We'll have to make some moves here if anybody wants to lap one another. Bush trying to seal the 3 spot with Ridgepoint and North Shore battling for the 1 spot. North Shore making their move on the outside. Coming hard in the sprint here in the last 100, as is Ridgepoint, as is Bush. We are neck and neck here, handing off to the last leg. It is going to be an incredible finish once again here in North Shore. Followed up by Springwoods. Moving around that first curve, Bursch leading. North Shore making a move to pass Rich Point. They're going to have to hit another gear here if they want to separate themselves in that one spot. North Shore trying to make their move to pass Bush, who is in first. Rich Point closely behind in third. It is going to be a dead sprint here between all three teams. North Shore, Bush, and Rich Point moving strong. Rich Point moving up on the last 100 sprint, moving into second. Had the chance to pass Bush for the first spot, but Bush able to hold on. Rich Point second with North Shore third. What a finish right there with Springwoods finishing strong, bringing up fourth. Neck and neck again, all split by less than 1/10 of a second. An incredible finish between Bush, Rich Point, North Shore, and Springwoods. That was absolutely incredible. But Bush able to hang on and grab the one spot, followed by Rich Point and then North Shore. Hang with me and I will give you the final results for that score, for it has a chance to jumble them up. But for the girls' final rankings, in sixth, Galena Park with 1. In fifth, Springwoods with 34. In fourth, Yates with 40. Oh my gosh, an incredible finish. All because North Shore was able to finish strong in the 4x4 relay. They tied Bush for second with 130. And Ridge Point finishing first with 163. That was the girls' final point scores. What an incredible finish right there, and all because